Tensions are always high whenever there is a derby, and this one is certainly a special one. In the Hanseatic city of Hamburg, two teams reign supreme. Hamburger SV, or Hamburger SV auf Deutsch, and St. Pauli. HSV's senior side is trying to find their glory days again as they return to the Bundesliga for the first time since 2018, while St. Pauli is trying to keep their punk style afloat. But that's the seniors. Here at the U19 level, everyone is trying to make it to the big lights of the Bundesliga as the mini battle for Hamburg is about to commence. Hello everyone, I'm Kai Dombach, and welcome to the northern side of Hamburg in the shadows of the Volksparkstadion for today's contest. It will be cloudy and there might be a couple raindrops towards the end of the game, but that just goes to show that we are definitely in Hamburg in autumn. So the guys who make their name just off the Reeperbahn, a street some of these players are a bit too young to experience legally, at least. They've been a little inconsistent this year. They're certainly not the worst, but certainly not the best either. They're sitting in 4th place in Group A of the first round of the U19 League coming into this match, as they have picked up 13 points in 9 matches. They picked up just 6 points on 5 games in August, and then took Bremen to a draw in their lone match in September before snagging 6 points in 3 games in October. So no one knows what November has in store for St. Pauli, as they are well on the outside looking in for a spot in the next round of the league. They'll need some help from their three-headed monster up top in Kaba, Eroglu, and Wardius, who have combined for 16 goals this year in order to keep the pace to find a place in the next round next year. Now, as for Hamburg, it has been smooth sailing for them. They've won every single game in league play. They've picked up 24 points in 8 games. They've been the best attacking side as well, putting away 26 goals, or more than 3 per game on average, and that's even better than any of the clubs in the group that have an extra game on them. Hamburg is simply the cream of the crop and the team to beat when it comes to Group A, and they can virtually guarantee a spot in 2026 play with another 3 points here at home. So as both teams come out onto the pitch, getting ready for this matchup, the Battle of Hamburg, let's take a look at the starting lineups. We're going to give you them in numerical order. Hamburg going to come out in a 4-3-3 formation. Dickus in goal for Hamburg. And then coming up in front of him, Adekunle wearing number 4, Reimers number 6, and number 8 will be Henry Maximilian Schumann, and number 10, Hartisch. Then Barkowski will wear the number 11, Hensel in number 15, Lemke number 16, Akildis, the captain, wearing number 18, Bisimoela number 19, and Yildirim wearing number 23. Now, as for St. Pauli, they put Witte in goal, wearing number 22. And in front of him, Asedu Ado, Amaglo, Jonishkeit, Grabovak, Herman, Kaba, Eroglu, wearing the captain's armband and holding that number 10 on his chest. Stuven, Afghani, and Amani Ampong wearing number 20 up top for the boys in brown and white. Our referees for this game just outside the Volksparkstadion, Ahmad Sharor, will be the head referee, and he is assisted by Johannes Karl Kowalewski and Lasse Nedela. So you see the coaches for St. Pauli on the bench. Heiko Knispe leading everybody. He's a Hamburg man. He was born here, and he's been with St. Pauli's U19 squad since 2024, his second season, just off the Reeperbahn, as both teams are ready to go. Charo puts the whistle to his lips and just waiting for that sweet, sweet whistle, and there it is. We are underway here in Hamburg. St. Pauli sending everyone flying ahead off the start, but easily intercepted in Hamburg. Will try to catch St. Pauli on a quick counter. Fired in front, looking for the man up top, and he just missed the near post. Not even 20 seconds in, and Hamburg had a decent chance right there with Mehmet Yildirim. That's one of those issues. If you send everybody forward, you're going to get caught sooner or later. So Yildirim certainly sent a warning message with that up-close shot as the second attempt from Hamburg in under 45 seconds goes wide. Well, just showing off that high-powered offense for St. Pauli as Ada tried a shot with his weak foot. So St. Pauli has to really think about what they want to do now. After Hamburg really torched them. St. Pauli is very fortunate to not be behind after only 83 seconds. Fired ahead by Witte and brought down by Hamburg, excuse me. But a little off target there with the pass from Dickus. So St. Pauli will get its first offensive opportunity here. So Hamburg, the #1 offense in Group A, scoring 26 times already. St. Pauli not quite as prolific on offense, but they have possession here inside the 18. 3 players from Hamburg all over the St. Pauli player as Amiampong draws the corner. And they just smothered St. Pauli's number 20. But he did manage to keep the attack alive for the boys in brown. Fired on the near post and easily cleared out by Hamburg. Knocked towards the top of the box. Here's an opening, an opportunity, and it goes just over the bar. So both teams getting exposed on defense as Grabovac came up with the one-on-one opportunity, but was not quite fast enough as BC Moela came back in just in the nick of time. Cross off the corner, and that's knocked behind the line, and St. Pauli will try it again on the near side. It's their third corner for St. Pauli, just over 3 minutes into this contest. Good to see quite a few people out here to see the future of the Hamburg Derby. As the corner's sent in near post this time, one more time, and there was a whistle, so that will be a free kick for Hamburg. And Schauer calls over Yildirim as he got involved in a little bit of the action that led to the whistle. And now Hamburg will bring it forward along the ground. Trying to get past the defender near the flag. Manages to stay on his feet. Barkowski doing a great job on that possession, albeit a short one. So Hamburg has yet to drop a single point in league play. 8 wins in 8 games, but they have lost this season. They actually lost to Energie Cottbus in the first round of the Pokal der Junioren, or the Juniors Cup, as it's known in English. So Hamburg trying to take some revenge or just dedicate themselves full time to the U19 League. And it's really started to show as the attempt goes right at Witte. And Easy catch for St. Pauli's number 22. Witte has just one clean sheet so far this year. 12 goals allowed on 8 games played. And a whistle at the center circle, and St. Pauli will get the free kick. So these two teams going back and forth here in the opening frame. Hamburg tends to go in a 4-3-3 formation. That's what they've done every single game this year, and it's certainly worked out. All they need is just one more win, and they're virtually guaranteed to make it to the Nachrunde, as it's known in German. It's now Yildirim, moves up along the near side, makes a defender miss. And he left off the pass. Not a bad idea to Barkowski, but Barkowski just ran out of real estate as the pass had just a little bit too much power behind it. But Hamburg has really been dancing around St. Pauli, especially when they have the ball here in the attacking third. And with that pressure, they get it back off the goal kick. Inside the attacking half, now back inside their defensive half. Just trying to lure St. Pauli forward, bringing everybody up forward like they did off the start. And St. Pauli certainly took the bait. Everybody having to fall back now on defense as Hamburg moves it right in front of the 18. Turns around, can't quite get the shot off. Over to the right side, Yildirim called upon once again, tries it with the left foot. And that was a nice looking shot, just needed a little bit more power there. As Yildirim was given all kinds of space. He could have taken a touch or two closer and really gotten a little bit more power, but decided to go with the curve. But Yildirim allowed to get behind the line once again and skies it behind the protective barrier. Boy, he has been active here in the first 8.5 minutes. As Ahmad Sharor comes in and checks to make certain that there's no hard feelings. And Schumann offers a handshake, and St. Pauli accepts it. Once again, off the goal kick, Hamburg takes the ball away. I mean, you can't win if you don't have possession. And Hamburg has just really loved to take the ball away. St. Pauli has really needed to depend on the referee to give them some breathing space here in the defensive half. And a whistle and a foul as Max Stuven hit the ground. Starting his 4th match this season. He's also been pretty busy with the B team for St. Pauli, playing in 10 matches for them so far this year. As Yildirim gets involved, and that was nearly a turnover, but another collision near the center circle, and Schauer needs to have a discussion here. Comes over and tells Bissi Moela that there's no more of that. Otherwise, he'll go in the book. It's really not hard to find Bissi Moela towering over everybody, even the referee. So if you're that tall, you have to be on your extra best behavior, if you will. So into the 11th minute. And Hamburg has certainly had the better chances, but both sides have certainly managed to press their luck on the offensive side of the ball. As Juven gets knocked down and the ball goes out of bounds, that will be a St. Pauli throw-in from their defensive half. Now you see Oliver Krause, the head coach of Hamburg. His first year with the HSV. He was previously with Arminia Bielefeld youth squads. He coached down in North Rhine-Westphalia for 150 matches. He also helped out Schalke's youth system for 4 years. So he's got plenty of experience trying to build the next Bundesliga stars. And that's why Hamburg picked him up, and they're very happy that they've done so. Throw in one by Hamburg for the moment, skipping towards the corner flag and near the end line. And whistled for a goal kick. Jeremy Ada took a tumble. He thought that he drew the free kick. As Vita's low goal kick finds St. Pauli, but another whistle and it's given back right back to Hamburg. Plenty of talking, plenty of things for Ahmad Shorur, our referee, to discuss with these players, as the whistle has almost turned into background music. Lovely layoff. Good idea to try to get it back, but just cut out there by Schumann. But St. Pauli gets it back near the corner flag, dragging it along the end line into the box, and knocked out behind the line. And Hamburg wins a goal kick. Great work from the Hamburg defense. They started to bend and bend, but did not break, and forced St. Pauli out of bounds before they could get a shot off there. But plenty of young rebels are lurking in that half of the field. And now Hamburg has managed to break the press. Here they go back past the halfway line into the attacking half. On the far side, just outside the 18, Hamburg streaking ahead. Knocked around inside the box, not cleared, and a chance is blocked by St. Pauli. Hartis tried a shot. Once again with the weak foot, that was his only option. And St. Pauli has really started to frustrate Hamburg's number 10. Hamburg shouldn't have to worry too much, as they've got several options who can score in front of goal. They've got 12 different goal scorers this year. And that's in just 9 total games played. Hamburg trying to find some space down the far side, and well, he thought that Barkowski was going to make the run, but just could not keep it in. Instead, it's actually going to be a corner, looks like. So Hatish heads over. He's going to send in the corner from the far side here. Hatish uses the right foot, and a whistle as a St. Pauli defender went down inside the 18, and that puts a stop to Hamburg's attempt at goal. Off the free kick, it basically looks like Hamburg just wants to keep applying that pressure. They have certainly sniffed at the goal. They've taken a couple nibbles, but haven't been able to take a proper bite. St. Pauli did manage a couple of chances in the first 10 minutes, but have gone silent up top since. Trying to find Yildirim, but the St. Pauli defense cuts it out until Witte messed up on the clear, fell on his back, and that gives Hamburg another chance on the attack. So let's see if Hamburg can take advantage of the St. Pauli mistake, as Witte just lost his footing, as there are plenty of leaves right there. You could lose traction quite easily. He might have stepped on a leaf, and that's why he couldn't get the clear he wanted. Now off the corner, and Hamburg can't quite get a shot off. Second chance, Yildirim tried to get a shot past the defense, but they stood up tall. I know that I talked a lot about how Hamburg just can't stop scoring, but it's also something to note that their defense has played extraordinarily well. They've allowed 1 goal or less in the last 7 straight matchups. They certainly need to keep that defense up against some of the top scorers in the league, as St. Pauli tries to find some space inside the box right in front, and that's turned behind the line. And so that will be a goal kick for Hamburg. That was Aaron Amaglo getting involved right along the end line. Playing in his 7th match with the U19s this year. He's been going back and forth between the U17s and the U19s. As you see his attempted cross, he was looking for Kaba. And that's who St. Pauli is going to have to work through, as Dick has had to send it to the near side in order to ease the pressure from the St. Pauli press. Ball goes back to Dickus, has to drop back to prevent a corner kick for St. Pauli. Put some oomph into the blast forward. Much too high for Yildirim. He's been a mainstay here in Hamburg. Played 24 times with the U17s. Scored 5 goals there, but in 9 games with the U19s, Yildirim has scored 4 times already. Not to mention, he's already played 7 matches for the Turkey national team, playing with their U17 and U18 squads. Not quite ready for the seniors yet, but he's certainly one of the brightest players here in Hamburg. Launch forward off the throw-in. And some more shirt pulling, shirt tugging. And that will give the ball back to St. Pauli. As the Hamburg captain got involved, Liam Akildes made his national team debut on Tuesday with the U18s and a 3-0 win over Luxembourg. He's also someone that I think a few people will be talking about in a few years' time, as St. Pauli has more trouble and they're unable to clear it outside their 18. And pushed down on the far side by Max Stuven. So just inside the touchline, and Hamburg gets a free kick. So more like a long cross coming up here for Hamburg. Everybody crowding inside the 18. Gonna make life difficult for Witte as the cross is fired over the wall, but taken away by Stuven once again. So Hamburg will take their time moving forward, letting St. Pauli bring their press forward. Blasted forward by Dickus. And just goes out near the St. Pauli bench. So the top 2 teams in the group qualify for the next round in 2026. Hamburg clearly in front, setting the pace, and everybody falling behind, as actually Hamburg has already defeated every single team in Group A, including St. Pauli. Back on August the 23rd, Adekunle scored a goal in the 10th minute And that was the only goal of the match. Off a header, off a corner kick. The St. Pauli defender bravely dove out trying to prevent the goal, but it was all for naught. So that's something to look out for when Hamburg finds another corner. But St. Pauli with some vicious pressing, getting it back in the attacking zone. Now pushing it out wide. 2 in the box right now for St. Pauli. Now another comes in, but Hamburg scoops it away. And a dangerous pass back to Dickus, and he just had to fire it out of bounds right next to his coach. So just about 20 minutes remaining in the first half between Hamburg and St. Pauli. It's been a tense one. Both teams have certainly had their chances. And there's been quite a bit of chirping out there on the pitch. Yildirim draws a couple defenders, blasts the pass in front, and the shot goes off the post and in. A nice finish there from Hartish. That was a long time coming. Well, they just kept on pressing and pressing even from the word go. And you knew that a goal was coming some way, somehow. Yildirim got things started with the nice pass over to Ade. And then Ade just scooched it over to Hartish. And he buries his 4th goal of the season. Third goal in the last couple of games for Hartish. He has been on a tear, his 5th goal participation in the last 4 games. So Hartish really making a name for himself here in Hamburg, and he puts HSV on top just before 28 minutes gone. So now St. Pauli will be working from behind as a yellow card is shown to Oliver Krause. And there's still some discussion between Krause and the assistant referee. Wondering what's going on, why he got the yellow. Trying to stand up for his team, but Ade very clearly grabbed Jonigkeit and threw him to the ground. And Jonigkeit has been such an important member of the St. Pauli team. He's the only player in brown and white to play in every single minute this year. And thanks to his perseverance, he's now played more than 1,000 minutes in this season already. Amaglo sends it forward along the ground, but 2 Hamburg players were right there and forcing St. Pauli to retreat. So 15 minutes for St. Pauli to find an equalizer. Beautiful touch. A chance for St. Pauli. 2 players for them right inside the 18, but the shot is blocked away before it could find its way to Fernando Dickus. But St. Pauli still trying to find some rhythm on the front foot, but Hamburg takes it away. 3-on-2 opportunity for Hamburg. Everybody flying back on defense for St. Pauli, and a whistle and a card is shown to Jamal Jonigkeit. Well, St. Pauli was trying to play very aggressively up top, and they nearly had a wonderful opportunity there with Afghani. And Jonigkeit just threw his shoulder in, recognizing that the St. Pauli defense, his teammates weren't quite ready for the HSV charge. So now 2 players for Hamburg on the ball for this free kick. Three-man wall for St. Pauli. Yudrim leaves it off, fired right in front, and the dangerous ball is popped up in the air. Hamburg still with a chance, trying to turn it on target was Adekunle, but he was offside, so that will give the ball back to St. Pauli. And a chance to breathe. Still down by just 1 goal here, as Adekunle was in the right place, but just a little too far forward. So knocked forward by Witte, and Hamburg wins the ball one more time. And now St. Pauli sending it back to Witte, electing to keep it on the ground this time. Hamburg has looked so much more comfortable and confident here at home. And they certainly need to do that, as St. Pauli has actually been quite dominant when they're not in front of the Millentor. As St. Pauli has averaged 2.2 points per game away from the Reeperbahn, but not even a point per game when they play at home. Knocked ahead, Yildirim is right there trying to win the ball back. But the ball goes out behind the end line, and it will be a corner for Hamburg. Managed to bait Aseduado into touching it. As you see that rocket from Hatish one more time. And all that Witte could do was hope and pray that it went far away. But there's only so much that hoping will do when it comes to football. Knocked in front, and Witte elects it hit the side netting. Hensel getting involved in the attack there for Hamburg. Now dribbling forward, St. Pauli right in front of the HSV bench. And it will be Hamburg ball, but we've got another whistle from Scharour. And back underway. Hamburg working along the corner, flag into the 18, and Scharour waves off a potential penalty. Hamburg still on the attack. Just outside the 18, 2 players right there. Getting it at the top of the 18. Not the greatest of touches, but a great tackle to get it back. Barkowski with the great moves. And the cross is knocked around and tried to turn on goal, and there it goes into the back of the net. The ball just fell right to Hensel, and he gets his picture taken. He is the king of Hamburg, as he puts his side up 2-0. As you saw that ball pop up in the air, brought it down with the turn and the finish. Hensel just showing off right there, getting his first goal of the season in style. What beautiful work from Hamburg's number 15. Coming up from the right back position and showing off what he can do up front. So whatever Coach Oliver Krause asks of him, he can do it. And Hamburg has a 2-0 lead over St. Pauli. And the Hamburg defense knows exactly what they want to do against St. Pauli. They haven't really allowed a decent shot from St. Pauli for the past 10+ minutes. Haven't really allowed them to even get much of a look at goal, let alone a shot. As Hamburg has really just clamped down against the visitors. From the more southern side of Hamburg. Throwing for St. Pauli, deep in the attacking third. And we've got a whistle again from Ahmad Sharour. He's been quite active here in the first half as he comes over to tell the Hamburg bench to cool down. Krause already working on a yellow. So it looks like some of the other youth Hamburg players have to leave that part of the pitch as they were right behind the St. Pauli player to take the throw in. So they leave behind the corner flag as the ball is ping-ponged around and Hamburg manages to get it back. So once again, even though St. Pauli did have a couple touches inside the box, they just got to look at goal, and that was it. So everything's clicking for Hamburg. And St. Pauli will have plenty to think about when they go to the second half. Kept along on the ground. St. Pauli still has so much trouble moving it forward and giving it away in front of their own bench. So Heiko Knispel, the St. Pauli coach, getting a better than front row view of what's been going on with this St. Pauli defense. As now he stands far away trying to get an attack going with his eyes. So less than 5.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. And St. Pauli has just fallen off. And they are down by 2, but it certainly feels like a lot more than that as another yellow card is shown. And it's shown to one of the assistant coaches for Hamburg. And Krause has been, oddly enough, at least from this vantage point. I mean, I'm unable to hear what he's saying, but the coaches have, oddly enough, been the weakest link, if you will, racking up 2 yellow cards here in the first half. So Ahmad Sharour, our head referee, is certainly trying to keep things in check. And St. Pauli desperately needs a goal before we go to the locker room. Otherwise, they'll be looking at quite the mountain to ascend in the next 45 minutes. Another deflection. Hamburg winning possession inside the attacking half. Just as soon as they get it, they lose it. Wonderful work from Kaba, and he gets taken down from behind by Hensel. And Hamburg's right back, Hensel, goes into the book. His second yellow card this season, but excellent stuff from Kaba. Forgetting about the scoreboard, forgetting about the scoreline, willing his team forward. And that's exactly what you want to see in a forward, working with the captain, Eroglu. He knows there's still plenty of time for St. Pauli. Just need to forget about what's happened, learn the lessons, and move on. And that's drifted over to Yildirim as Hamburg is looking for goal number 3 here in the first half. Yildirim with the move inside, uses the left foot on the cross. And an offside called against Jeremy Ade. So 2 minutes left for St. Pauli to cut the deficit in half, or for Hamburg to really put the game out of reach in the first half. Brought down just outside the 18, now into the box. Hamburg one more time, and dribbled along the ground and goes behind the end line. And that will be a goal kick for St. Pauli, as Ade gives the thumbs up, a good idea. As he did manage to win the one-on-one matchup against Stüven. Just kept along on the near side. And it will be a Hamburg throw-in. Hamburg up by 2 as we hit the final minutes of the first half. And Hensel, the man with the ball, scored the second goal, a goal that will certainly be talked about by Oliver Krause and co. for quite some time. And that's just one of those goals that makes everybody take notice. Just the awareness to know that he had time and flicked it over to his other side in order to get the power he wanted on his strong foot. And that put Hamburg up by 2 as we hit stoppage time here in the first half. Just waiting for how much more time we're going to have. So 2 minutes until we go to the locker rooms. And St. Pauli still has not had much confidence moving the ball forward out the back. And that's really where all those problems have started from. Having difficulty moving it out, moving it forward, moving it ahead. As Hamburg just seems to be 2 steps ahead of St. Pauli. Not afraid to move ahead, as they seem to know exactly where that ball is going. And they have no problem bringing the pressure forward, as there are 4 St. Pauli players right by the 18 there, including the goalkeeper. With less than 60 seconds remaining in the first half. With having so many players behind the ball, it's impossible for them to move ahead and try to find something to salvage this very difficult first half for them. Just kept in along the line. St. Pauli trying to move in front of the 18. Great tackle, great stuff. St. Pauli still on the move. 10 seconds left in the half. They need to put the ball into the box. Along the ground, near the end line, and that forced Dickus to fly out to grab the ball, and that will do it for the first half. A fantastic half from beginning to end for Hamburg, clicking on every cylinder, and they are up over St. Pauli 2-0 after 45 minutes. Just about ready to get back to business here in Hamburg. HSV up 2-0 over St. Pauli as Ahmad Sharour gets us back underway. The goals coming from Hatish and Hensel. Hatish smashing a shot off the left post and in with his right foot. He'd had a lot of opportunities in the early goings, but finally got one to go in. And then Hensel with the razzle-dazzle, just showing off before smashing it past Witte. So it's been a rough day for the St. Pauli keeper, as a yellow card is shown to a Hamburg player. So Mats Hermann will get the free kick for St. Pauli. Trying to see if the magic is on this side of the field. In it goes and headed out near the penalty spots. And some wild stuff coming in from Jeremy Ada. Flying in for the header. Flying past Kaba. And Kaba just said, no, that ball's yours, all yours, pal. I mean, every single way in this game, any way you look at it, it has just been all Hamburg. Not just on the scoreboard, but also number of shots and quality of shots and the tenacity. Just absolutely everything working out for Hamburg. I mean, the only thing that you could say against Hamburg at this moment is that two of their coaches got yellow cards, including the head coach Oliver Krause. So Krause and an assistant need to be on their best behavior here in the second half. Otherwise, they won't be allowed out for the next game. And especially here, this is where St. Pauli has really struggled, trying to move it past the press from Hamburg. I mean, every time St. Pauli takes a touch, it seems like Hamburg's there, just anticipating everything 2-3 moves ahead of time. And now St. Pauli manages to move it ahead, and they get a throw-in beyond their bench. So Max Stufen will fire it in. The right winger sends it into the box and cleared away by Hamburg. Don't really say right wing too often with St. Pauli, but this is a football term, not a political term, of course. As a player from Hamburg is down on the ground, getting the attention of three of his teammates. Now more come over to check on him and see how he's doing, if he can continue or not. Or Oliver Krause might have to pull into his box of substitutions, as that's Jason Bissi Moela who took the knock. And we are back underway. Looks like Bissi Moela just needed a little bit more time to get back to his feet, but he's fit to continue. So Bissi Moela taking part in his 10th game for Hamburg. He's been pretty much everywhere for the Red Shorts. Also played 23 times with the U17 squad. So a grand total of 33 games in his HSV youth career. So the tempo has slowed down quite a bit here in the opening minutes of the second half, especially compared to the opening minutes of the game when the ball was just going back and forth like a game of table tennis. Olympic level table tennis. Adekunle dropping it back to Dickus. And St. Pauli manages to get it away at the top of the box, still with it. Thinking about the shot, and he took too long to get the shot off. Just right at the defender, and Hamburg takes control. That was Eroglu, who was right there, and he just took too much time to decide what he wanted to do. He had another man to his left, and by the time he decided to go on goal, the defender just sat there going, "What are you waiting for? Come on, take the shot, bud. I'm right here. I know exactly what you're going to do." And he certainly did. Eroglu giving it off into the box on the left side and turned away before he could get into the 6-yard box. But St. Pauli still with possession, still looking for their first goal. Trying to prevent this from turning into a washout. At the top of the 18, looking for Eroglu. But just too much on that pass, and Dickus has to run over and grab it. Eroglu, part of that three-headed monster up top. Well, they've only got two heads here today, as Wardius was not included in the lineup. Eroglu with 5 goals to his name. Kaba with 6. But Hamburg really kept Eroglu in check in that first half. Kaba did have some shining moments, but not all that glittered turned to gold for St. Pauli in that first half. In fact, plenty of fool's gold for the boys in brown and whites. And a whistle as the ball was wrestled away by Amian Ampong, and he gets put into the book. So Hamburg gets a free kick. Not in an incredibly dangerous position, I must say. But with these two on the ball, Hartish already with the goal to his name. And Yildirim, he's been involved quite a lot. He can make things happen. Yildirim leaves it off for Ada. Off the free kick, the cross. And nobody home for Hamburg. Adekunle tried to turn it towards goal, but still with Hamburg on the far side. And the cross-turn shot took off on a rocket and just kept on flying into the protective barrier behind the goal. So Bissi Muela getting put up forward for Hamburg when they have the ball. So a little push in the back from Yildirim drew that whistle. And now St. Pauli trying to find the gas pedal. They've pressed it a few times in the first half, but they haven't put their full weight behind that gas pedal quite yet, as the cross goes a little bit too far over everybody's heads near the corner flag, and Max Stuven could not find enough space to bring it down. Back towards the 18. And St. Pauli trying to play like Hamburg here, but a little bit too much on the pressure from the young Rebels. So you get to check out some of these substitutes that might be coming on for St. Pauli here in the second half, trying to stop themselves from going on another 2+ game slide. They lost 2 in a row back in August, lost to Hanover 3-0, and then lost to this Hamburg team at home. So 4 straight goals allowed, and that's a violent tackle near the corner flag. So Max Stuven sees yellow as he just smashed Ade to the ground. Ade's been a big workhorse here for Hamburg, and he's taken quite the punishment, but he got right back up. Those mental games, Hamburg has no problem playing them and winning them. As Ade said, "Oh, that was a yellow card? I barely even noticed." So 2 on the ball for Hamburg for this free kick. It's 2-man wall now, 1 for St. Pauli, fired in, and Witte had to punch it away, and the second chance goes wide, and Witte will get the goal kick. St. Pauli needs to start showing some urgency. I mean, they don't need to score right now, but Hamburg has just been in control from minute 1. And Stuven understands the call, understands the need, brings it forward, just needed a slightly better touch. Great placement on the pass. But now St. Pauli will have to move things slowly as we have a down Hamburg player. That is Otto once again. His shirt covered in dirt, as are his legs and shorts. As you see right here with this collision, took an awkward fall and immediately grabbed at his lower left leg. But he looks like the kind of guy who can tough things out. As Schumann's attempt off the rebound went well wide. Good idea, though, on that attempt from outside the box. Just needed a little bit more finesse. But Hamburg has really taken care of business here at home. And they've just been in business since the first game back on August the 10th. Took down Bremen in Bremen 4-2. In fact, they scored 10 goals over their first 3 games, Hamburg. And that last goal was enough to win 1-0 in the St. Pauli district. Remember, they've already beaten everybody in their group at least once. They've defeated Bremen twice, as well as Blumenthaler SV. In fact, smashed them 9-2 overall on aggregates. Now streaking ahead on the far side. Ada's available in the box, but just couldn't get the cross off the way he wanted it to. I mean, even up by 2, Hamburg's playing as if it's 0-0. As the ball goes out near the corner flag, will be a throw-in for St. Pauli. I mean, that mental game, an incredible part of football. I mean, you can't really measure it with numbers, but definitely you can feel the vibes, as the young folk would say. Did I just say young folk? Oh, gosh. I'm in my mid-30s. I can still be considered young, right? Wait, let me check the hair on my head. No, that's there, a little gray there, and in my beard, yep, a little bit of gray there. Maybe I'm not as young as I want to be. As Schumann heads off. And that will be the first substitution for Hamburg. Ebo coming on for Schumann. Oops, I beg your pardon. It is not Ebo. I looked at the St. Pauli substitutes. My mistake. I apologize for that. Instead, it's Bolges Malu coming on for Schumann. There we go. Got it right now. Already turning into a grandpa. I think I'm a bit closer to Santa Claus than my teenage years. I hate to say that, as I actually have a birthday coming up this month. Ugh. Stuven near the corner flag. Now sends it back. Jonas Kite gives it all the way back to Witte. As Hamburg has really cut out Jonas Kite, who's working on a yellow, and that went just a little bit too far for the forward. It is Eroglu trying to put some pressure on Dickus, as bodies go flying onto the ground. But Scharohr says, let's keep playing on. Near the 18, and Hamburg has to get in front and just send it into the fence. It was Lemke getting involved there, playing in his 10th game, starting in his 10th straight. He's also been involved with the German national team, playing 11 times, as the ball gets knocked down near the end line, and had a great clear, just smashing it off the forward. And yeah, that's certainly gonna hurt at point blank range like that. And St. Pauli gets ready to send on 3 substitutes. So now Ebo comes on, as will Graubold and Kwasi. Turned over, St. Pauli on the move near the 18. Trying to see if those fresh legs will help out the cause. Really had it in bounds for a second before it went out for a throw-in for St. Pauli. Excuse me, for Hamburg, I beg your pardon. Still trying to figure out who came on for who. So Jonishkai came off for the first time this season. So not a great sign when your most consistent player is taken off. So Rawbold comes on, Abo comes on, as well as Kwasi. Simple clearance in the end there. And taken out. Viso Kaba got clipped. He gets right back up as he knows the job is not done, as Kwasi gathers possession near the corner flag, and the referee tells the defender to back away. So good work from Kwasi to get an opportunity for St. Pauli off this free kick. Managed to hunt down the ball and draw the contact. So now Afghani can try to inject some life into this brown and white crew. So Chauroro comes over. Has a few words inside the box with Grabovac as Afghani fires it towards the far post, and he managed to find Kaba, but it glanced off his head. No danger in the end for Dickus and Hamburg. Good idea to try to find Kaba. He's certainly one of the tallest players out there at 1.90 meters. Blasted ahead, looking for Ada. Ada manages to sneak past Amaglo, and he drags Amaglo back to the end line and manages to secure the corner kick. So hands on hips for a Seydou Ado. So some frustration from the St. Pauli side. Unable to break through on offense. And giving up chance after chance to Hamburg here away from the Millentor. As the corners blasted in towards the far side. Hamburg's unable to get a shot off initially. Trying to lift the ball into the box. St. Pauli was there. Another chance, and the turn and the opportunity falls away. BC Muela getting involved one more time for Hamburg, coming up from the center back position. Electing to send it all the way back to Vita. Now Hamburg trying to spread things out to work with St. Pauli. Now St. Pauli trying to force the answer, force the chance, and it's deflected over to Eroglu and gives it over to Amiampong, and he just couldn't keep the shot down in the end. Not bad moves there from St. Pauli, especially off the ball. As Rawbold had the right idea, not exactly a shooter here, has yet to score a goal as he's appearing in his third game for Heiko Knispel. And Hamburg loses possession in their defensive half. Pass ahead, trying to find Eroglu. Just not quite there. Rawbold moving ahead. So everybody moves forward for St. Pauli. And Ada hits the grass. 20 minutes left for St. Pauli to find some sort of response against the onslaughts from Hamburg. I mean, one goal will certainly help, but it won't be enough. And an outlet pass like that will not help either. So if you're St. Pauli, you just have to remember that your next move matters more than your last mistake. And if you can lure Hamburg into mistakes like this and get ever closer, then they can, if they just keep hacking at it, sooner or later some opportunity has to open. I mean, you don't want to be completely shut out against your crosstown rival, as the cross is taken care of by Bissy Moela. The ball quietly goes behind the end line for a goal kick for Dickus. Less than 20 minutes away from his second clean sheet of the year. Dickus has also been with the second team here in Hamburg. Played with them 3 times. Has a clean sheet with them as well. So trying to move up the ranks. Yo-yoing back and forth between the U19s and the second team. Off the throw-in, moving to the left side, now finding some space on the far side for St. Pauli. Into the box, knocked down, and no penalty given from Ahmad Sharour. Nobody wearing brown and white was begging for a penalty, but it certainly was close to being a handball. But now St. Pauli recognizing that time is of the essence, less than 20 minutes remaining here in in Hamburg, and they still need 2 goals. They still even haven't found one yet. And now Hamburg moving forward, and the offside flag goes up in the air. And that will cut out the offensive opportunity before it had a chance to develop. Raubold sending it over to the center circle. It's like Pauli trying to use some short passing. And now get the throw in front of their own bench. I mean, they need to move quickly, but they need to move with an idea and knowledge and knowing what they want to do, instead of just firing everybody ahead and just telling them, just smash it on goal and something will happen, as football is not ice hockey. And the pass forward, well offside. But Melvin Witte came up and just cleared that anyways, just in case. That was a very close call, as the Hamburg forward was standing right on the line. You can be onside no matter where you are in your defensive half. But that toe was just on the other side of the halfway line. 15 minutes remaining. St. Pauli getting a free kick right in front of their bench. A bit too far away to do anything inside the box. But certainly Heiko Knispel. We'll see what they do near the corner flag. Trying to find a man. And the Hamburg keeper Dickus is called upon again. Cuts it out with ease as Witte was called way out of the box. Begging for anything to go St. Pauli's way. There's a great pass over to Ade. Ade drawing two defenders. Tries to find his way through the forest and finds a man on the right side, and the stop from Witte. Had to be called upon as Borges Malou just drilled the ball right inside the post. But Witte was just a hair quicker. But check this out from Ade, drawing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 defenders from St. Pauli. And that allowed Borges Malou to be wide open. And so Hamburg will now send on a couple more substitutes. Less than 14 minutes remaining here in the second half. Just waiting to see who they're coming on for, as it can be a little difficult from this vantage point. So Barkowski's day is done. And Jamanka will come on for Hamburg. Couldn't quite see who the other substitute was. I'm sure I'll get the second substitute in due time. And a big giveaway there, and drilled, and that left so much to be desired. Jamanka trying to make his presence felt after coming on not even 60 seconds ago. But Jamanka is certainly going to be a face and a name to be reckoned with in the last 12 minutes here. Jamanka did a lot with the U17s, 14 goals in 38 matches. As the pass in front, couldn't get the shot first time, second chance off the back end. And Hamburg still in business into the 18. And the cross in front's deflected, and St. Pauli can't get the clearance yet. And finally, they managed to get it away from danger. Just a whisker away from going down 3-0. But Hamburg is not done yet. Well, they thought that someone was going to come up for that pass, be it Borges Malou or Jamanka. But St. Pauli will clean up the mess. There's no Hamburg trying to make something happen on the far side, trying to put this game fully out of reach for St. Pauli. Robold behind the pole. And that's basically what Hamburg has done to St. Pauli, just kept them from really finding their footing, especially when they have the ball. And that pass just wasn't quite up to Robold's standards. But St. Pauli getting some pressure forward. They need a lot more of it here in these last 10 minutes. As Ada gets back to his feet, left in the dust on that last possession for St. Pauli. St. Pauli trying to find the ball near the corner flag. And it goes out for a throw-in, but before we do, we'll have another substitution. So Amani Ampong will head off for St. Pauli. And Janusz will take his place. And Hamburg will send on a substitute of their own. See that last little bit of possession there for Hamburg as Ada's day, his long day out there, is done. Well done from Ade. And he gets replaced by Bugaj. Not the tallest guy out there, but the header will be waved off as Kaba was just a split second too far in front. Excellent work there. Trying to pull off a shot like Hensel did back in the first half. But even if he did manage to get that past Dickus, it would not have counted. So all for naught for St. Pauli on the trip to the north side of town. But they still have a little bit of time. They're still looking for goal number 1. But most every time they've been close to goal, Hamburg has just stood in front. And it's been an absolute brick wall as Hamburg is now just about 7 minutes away from their second shutout of the season. First one coming against this very St. Pauli team. So if St. Pauli wants to do something they haven't done before this year, they're going to have to do something they've never done here in 2025 and score against their nemesis, HSV. Time is running out here off the corner. Dribbled in front. And St. Pauli just looks like they're just throwing whatever they can at the wall, hoping something sticks. And instead of seeing something stick, it's just turning into a giant mess. And that mess is something that Knispel will have to clean up. But they do draw the free kick as Eroglu got taken down in front of the bench. Plenty of shirt pulling there coming from Hotish. Along the ground, and they had the right idea, but just not the right execution there as Eroglu was a hair behind the play there. 5 minutes and counting for St. Pauli. But Hamburg looking very comfortable here in their own house. Anything St. Pauli has done, Hamburg acts as if they've seen it 10 times before. With some of the work coming from Hatish and Hensel. Hatish scoring first, Hensel scoring in the latter half of the first half. It's just Hamburg's world, and St. Pauli is living in it. Of course, St. Pauli is a district within Hamburg. So they're truly living in Hamburg's world in more ways than one. Yildirim on the far side. He's been involved quite a lot. Has been helping out wherever he could. And draws the throw in. So that's the other Hamburg substitute finally getting it. As Vraga appears in his 6th game for Hamburger Sportverein. Bugaj gives it back. And Bugaj with some space. Leaves it off near the end line. Pass in front and nearly turned towards goal. But St. Pauli got right in front of that. Now they're going to have to go the whole way in order to try to get something out of respect. But Bugaj is right there. Cuts it right in between the defender's legs, fired in front and deflected, still in the danger zone. And Hamburg still putting pedal to the metal here, still up by 2, looking to go up by 3 to put the exclamation point here along the end line and cut out. But won back again by the boys in white and red. And a corner is not won, much to his dismay. Looks like that should have been a corner for Hamburg, but our referee, Shaur, telling Hamburg, I think that you've got enough there. As another whistle comes in, as there was some rough play just outside the 18. And Shaur looks down and tells the trainer he needs to come out. Hopefully it's just cramps, as Jamanka comes over to help him out and he's back on his feet. So some annoyance there as the trainer comes out onto the pitch. And don't they just look excited that they're up by 2? Well, maybe not the most enthralling of matches, but anytime you get 3 points, it's certainly something to be happy about, at least, as the yellow card is shown to the injured Hamburg player who came in on the rough tackle. So adding insult to injury and injury to insult as he hobbles off the field. So that took plenty of time off the clock. We'll find out how much stoppage time we'll have in 10 seconds. As the ball's knocked forward near the corner flag and pushed out behind the end line for a corner for St. Pauli. And it will be 4 minutes of added time for St. Pauli, so they need a goal every 2 minutes in order to salvage a point here on the north side of the city. And Ahmad Sharour comes over to check on another injured Hamburg player sitting down on the ground. So everybody in white and red put their hands on their hips as Borges Malou needs some time, and he'll have to head off the pitch for a brief moment. Sharour whistles play on now. Put in the air, right outside the 6, and the header is just over the bar. Not a bad attempt there from Aceiduado, as that just floated right up in the air, as Emmanuel Ebo actually was the one who had the header. Playing in just his second game this year. Nearly taken away. Kaba with the right idea, but working a little bit too hard. He's still down on the ground in the box. But play continues as St. Pauli still tries to find an opening, an opportunity, anything at all, as we're almost halfway through stoppage time. That last chance there coming from Kaba. If he had just brought that down just like that, if he had just had the right bounce, he could have turned that towards Dickus and made it a big problem for the keeper. St. Pauli getting the interception. They have one, maybe two more chances here, as we have less than 90 seconds to go. And a great tackle outside the box, just on the edge of the penalty area. And Shore waves play on. St. Pauli still going though. Good touch, good turn inside the 18. But Hamburg is there. Anywhere the ball goes, Hamburg is there, as the cross trying to find Kaba up front is over everybody's heads, and Hamburg will take their time with this goal kick. So Dickus sends it away from danger. And St. Pauli tries to go along the near side now. And running out of space, running out of time, 20 seconds and counting before Hamburg gets another win. Now less than 10 seconds away from a 9th straight win for Hamburg here in league play. They beat Bremen to get things started in August. And then they defeated Blumenthaler twice. Knocked off Bremen as well again in October. And just rolled through September, taking down Braunschweig and Holstein Kiel. And now trying to find the exclamation point here at the end. And the last shot was just a tickler, and Witte could pick it up with ease. But Hamburg gets November off to a great start. Still no final whistle yet from Sharour. The 4 minutes are up, as we have almost an extra minute now here in the northern part of the city. And there it is. needed an extra minute to get the result they wanted, but I don't think that Hamburg minds, as they have now won 9 matches in a row here in league play, and they go to 27 points overall in Group A, far and away the best team in the group, and well on their way to qualifying for the next round. And as for St. Pauli, they dropped to 4 wins, 1 draw, and 5 losses, and have been unable to score against Hamburg in 180 plus minutes here in 2025. So a double sting for St. Pauli, as all 3 points stay here in Hamburg. But for the traveling St. Pauli fans, they need to get a move on if they want to get to the Millantor, as they play against Borussia Mönchengladbach in 90 minutes time. So I hope you enjoyed this game as much as we did. Hamburg winners on the day, 2-0, with both goals coming in the first half. Hartisch getting us started, and Hensel dazzling us in the end. And Hamburg will keep chugging on another 3 points for the HSV here at home. So until we meet again, my friends, if I can provide some words of wisdom to you, if tacos can fall apart and still be awesome, so can you. So until we meet again, I'm Kai Dombach. So long from Hamburg.